Okay, hello guys, welcome to my channel. If you're wondering what's going on, just know I am a dragon and I need to collect gems and eggs as I progress through this level. It's really all you need to know, because today I wasn't really gonna...
Thanks for saving me.
Oh, this guy's yapping. I don't really care about these fireflies. Today, my goal is to just talk about what I've been up to on this channel for the last now 3 months, and that's really what I want to talk about. So I've been uploading on this channel for 3 months straight, and I started this channel 3 months ago. First video I ever made was Spyro. So if you're actually curious to see what my first video looks like versus what this looks like now, which actually this is really bad, I'm dying, I'm about to die if I don't get to the ground. Okay, anyway, if you're curious to see that first video, I definitely think you should check it out, because you'll see just a very drastic difference in my presentation, which is tough, to be honest. I went from being hyper nervous and self-conscious to now just being like, what the hell am I doing? You know, because I think one big difference in just my mentality is that originally I was, you know, excited because I was like, if I do this right, if I do it well, then, you know, it will give me people who want to see what I'm doing and, you know, to interact with. But instead, that happens so minimally, as I am just starting out, that I end up instead talking to myself a lot, which I'm not happy about all the time. No, in fact, I find it frustrating, but, you know, it's just what it is. I actually hate that saying. I don't like saying it is what it is, but I think what I more specifically meant is that I can't really change that. It's not up to me to change that. And what it is instead up to me to change or focus on is just like, what is it gonna take? You know, like what do people want to see, and what do they care for, and what works, you know? And what is it gonna take for me specifically to find an audience that cares about what I'm doing? And at the moment, the answer is just nothing, you know? Like, the answer is like, I don't know, and that sucks, you know? That really sucks. But I really do believe that maybe there's an answer somewhere, and I just gotta figure out what it is. I am curious if I can like fly through these like little tunnel thingies, but I'm gonna just keep going. Yeah, so actually I'm a bit mentally exhausted because I've genuinely been trying to you know, upload consistently, you know, yap as much as I can, be as reactive as I can, because that's part of it. Is sometimes I react inorganically. It's not that I fake my reactions, is that I just exaggerate them. It's like, I don't, like, do I really need to react this hard, scream in this situation? Actually, sometimes I get really into it, but other times it's more like, this is what is entertaining. I can't always be an angry little furball, you know? And I think that's worth something. But I am a little frustrated because I feel like I've been yapping into the void for a while now, and it's not always satisfying. This guy's making me...
a wise choice.
Are these guys speaking haikus?
For you and more gems for me. Best of all, Spyro, I can stop speaking haiku.
I was wondering why their text is like in a weird formatting. But yeah, so it's been rough. I mean, let's just talk about Spyro, since that's what I'm playing right now. Spyro is my first video on the channel, and when as my first video, I guess it performed really well because everyone was curious to see what like this person who's clearly new looked like when he first started, or maybe even just watching me in order.
Much braver than I by far. Here, take this darn egg.
Why are they talking in haikus? What's the logic behind that? Oh, I need to let these animations play. I'm sorry. I just get so used to like pushing through them. We'll get some cool dragon egg animations going. I kind of just am locked in to like yapping and moving forward. But anyway, what is there to say? I almost tried to figure out haiku for that. I guess the point is, like, it started off nice at first, but then it's become really frustrating because I don't like, at first people were like watching the videos for Spyro, but then now what's happening is that most people don't even watch it, and then even if they do, okay, I know what I had to do. I had to hit the bombs into this guy, and then even if they do, they just like click out as soon as they click in. Like most of my last videos have been watched for 30 seconds on average, and so, you know, honestly, if you're watching this right now, like where I'm at right now, I commend you, because you have given me a chance, and I think that's worth something, you know. And I really, what, that was right next to him. Whatever, I guess one explosion didn't hit me as well. Alright, I'm just gonna stop squirming around. I was just scared because I didn't know what he does, but now I know. I'm trying to align myself and it won't do it, and the bomb doesn't even land like right across in between us. It lands like somewhere off to the side. But let's see what I can do. Okay. Come on, that's right on. Damn, that was so hard. Yeah, like, I've been seeing conversations about whether it's luck versus skill, and, you know, I've heard kind of both sides of it. I wonder if at some point you just gotta say it's both. But I think the harder thing to accept is that it's complicated, right? Because there's so many factors that go into what works, and, you know, I think one of my biggest things is, like, I'm just figuring out what the gaming market is. Like, what do people want to watch when it comes to games? Like, one of the biggest things I think is my Spyro series is having troubles with is, like, no one cares about what's, even though there's no story in this game, no one actually wants to keep up with, like, me playing through the game, you know? And I think that's fine. But, like, then the frustrating part is, like, that was cute. But then the frustrating part is, like, okay, so then how am I supposed to make this work if no one wants to?
So sweet.
I don't want to hear the haikus. How am I supposed to make this work if I don't know what people actually like to see? I guess. And it's like, you just want to see me play, like, games that I can finish in quick succession, or is it that they want to see me? I already know what's happening here. They want me to protect them from rocks as they walk around with those stupid eggs, or those stupid bombs. And I had to go around smashing these rocks, making sure they don't block the path. And then there's these mushrooms that are also blocking the path, and I can't break anything ahead of time. Oh my, because then if I do it too early, then they'll walk into it anyway. I got it. So so the rocks are gone, so I don't need to worry about rocks in advance. It's just the mushrooms that pop right back up. Hopefully that's not too early for him. Okay. I'm gonna break this in case. Where is he? Okay, I didn't realize I could just kick the rocks. Gonna get the next mushroom. Pretty sure he's just following this path. Kick this rock. I think he goes around here. And then... oh, he went back around. This doofus. Why did he do that? What did he do there? What the hell was that?
Owls can be kicked, they say.
That was painful.
Mushrooms.
But yeah, I feel, I guess, overwhelmed when I try to think of the possibilities, and here's my take if you're watching this trying to figure out if this makes sense for you. I think one piece of messaging that makes a lot of sense to me that I keep hearing is, like, you just gotta be consistent, like, you just gotta keep going. And I think that's the only thing I actually really believe, you know, concretely. Is like, if you do keep going, then theoretically you'll get better. Theoretically you'll, like, improve. I'm sorry, you'll learn. And then, you know, you'll figure out what works and what doesn't work. If you never do that, oh, this is annoying. If you never do that, then I'm just gonna skip this for now and then get back to you. Okay guys, look, I just got one of the eggs, but now I gotta do it again. Okay, now I have to help this guy's brother, which he takes like a more complicated route. This level is like really notorious for being horrible garbage. And right off the back, I have no idea what this guy is doing. He's confused. He's weaving me. This is confusing. I think this one is dangerous. I'm gonna go after that. Okay, I think that was right. I have no idea. And then this, I'm gonna take that, and I'm gonna get back to what I was saying in a second, but I am clearly overwhelmed and overworked by these two dweebs. Okay, he's going back around. I don't know which mushroom he's going after. Ah! Oh no, he just went all the way through. Okay, that was my first take, the only take you're gonna see. I'm gonna beat this and then just jump right back to what I was saying. And there goes the second one. Oh crap, I didn't mean to skip that one either. Whatever, we got all the eggs. So here's what I'm trying to say. When you're consistent, it gives you an opportunity to learn more. And when you just don't do it at all, or when you quit ahead of time, then you're kind of restraining your ability to do any of that, right? Because clearly you're not going to learn anything or do anything if you just stop, you know, short of things. And that makes a lot of sense to me. Of course, you're gonna have to like. Sorry, I had like a burp. Of course, you're gonna have to keep, you know, at it and keep learning, improving, but also just giving yourself an opportunity to find the right audience. And I think that's all really important. I think what it's looked like for me is that I had one vision of how things could work, of how they would make sense. You know, I really wanted to believe that what people want to see is like a person that they could care about, you know, that cares about them. And I'm trying to figure out what that would mean for me. Like, how do I show that I care about you? I don't know yet. And how do I mean that, you know? Like, I don't want to just say it that I do. I want to like prove it, you know? I don't know. But I think, you know, that's what I'm trying to figure out. It's just how does that look? And right now part of the battle is that I don't know. And that I'm figuring it out, and that's why I have to be consistent, because it's like, yeah, and I'll never figure it out, you know, as soon as I quit. You know, it's like I am, you know, on a journey, and I don't finish the journey, then yeah, of course I'm not gonna see the progress that I want to see. And so I'm really working on making that a reality for myself. But I gotta admit, like, I am struggling, I am exhausted. It's been hard, you know. I've been doing not just 3 videos, but 3 videos. I'm sorry, not just 3 months, but 3 videos at each week. Except for 1 week where I just was overworked and over ambitious, and I just didn't have the time that I wanted. And that's another thing, is that, like, because I need so much time to make content, I lose a lot of time in my own personal life, because I also still need my job, my job, you know. And that's really frustrating, man. Like, lose like time that I can be, you know, working on something I care about is being lost to something that, you know, I can't say I don't care about my job at all, but it's certainly not satisfying having to worry about your job's needs over your own. And so I have to admit, like, I feel really frustrated sometimes, and it's a really gross feeling, you know, just like, ah man, like I have to worry about this thing again. And it's like, I don't want to, but I have to. You know, it's what gives me the luxury in the first place to upload and to put time into YouTube. It's been a journey. As you can tell, I feel pretty exhausted, because it is. And so now that I've hit my 3-month goal, I'm actually gonna slow down more and try to figure out like how to be more intentional and like how to use the experience that I have now, right? I have no idea which one is easier to get to. Okay, I did get it. To make better videos that you might like. But anyway, that's all the eggs that I can figure out where to go to. And those are all the eggs. So thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate your ears and your eyes. And I'll see you around. Bye bye!